Hi guys, it's Marianne, the Frugal Chef. Let's make an herb chicken for dinner tonight. We're gonna roast it and it's perfect. Let's make this. I have a couple tablespoons of softened butter in this bowl, and I'm going to add about half a tablespoon of minced red onion and a large garlic clove, which I minced as well. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of chopped chives and a tablespoon of chopped parsley. I added about 3/4 teaspoon of mustard to this. I'm going to season this with some salt, some black pepper, and I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of dried thyme. By the way, my butter is unsalted. And now I'm just going to grab a fork and I'm going to mix this until I have a uniform paste. I have a 5-pound chicken here. I rinsed it, took out all the insides, and let it sit at room temperature for about 15 minutes. I want it to cook evenly, and I don't want it to be super cold. I am now very carefully going to separate the skin off the breast meat. You need to be careful not to tear the skin. Just separate it so that we can smear that herbal butter onto the breast meat. And do the whole breast all the way to the neck. I have an oven that has been preheating at 425 degrees. I'm now going to stuff this herbal butter onto this breast meat and rub it well. Don't worry about the leftover butter you have. We're going to use it later on while we're cooking this. I'm going to stuff the cavity with a few sprigs of parsley, a small piece of red onion, and a couple pieces of red apple. I had an old apple in my pantry and I don't want it to go to waste. I'm now going to secure these legs. This chicken comes like this, you know, the skin gets, they make a hole in the skin and then just hold the legs there. If your chicken didn't come that way, use some chicken twine and just tie the legs. I'm going to brush some olive oil all over this chicken. I'm going to do both sides, but before I flip it to brush the other side, I'm going to season this one very generously with salt and pepper. I'm going to flip it and do the same thing on the other side. We're going to cook this chicken on its side. And you know, for about 30 minutes, then we're going to flip it onto the other side and cook it for another 30. This is about it's a 5-pound chicken, so it should take about an hour to be cooked. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to my roasting pan, just so there's some steam there while it's roasting. And we're going to roast this at high temperature. We're going to leave the oven high. So I will see you guys in about 30 minutes. Here's the leftover butter with the herbs. I'm going to go ahead and melt this. Okay, this chicken's been in the oven for 30 minutes. Check it out, it's getting nice and brown. I went ahead and melted the butter like I told you. I added a tablespoon of butter to it. It's a little dry. I'm going to brush this on this chicken on this side now. The beauty of roasting a chicken like this on its sides is that you get the back also to get some color and cook evenly. You know how sometimes you roast a chicken and the front's beautiful but the back is white? It doesn't look so beautiful. I'm now going to flip this chicken and brush the other side. Make sure you get all the little nooks and crannies here. And I'm just gonna pour what I have left over on this like this. I'm gonna put a little more water at the bottom of this. I'm gonna reduce the oven to 375, guys, and I'm gonna let this cook for an extra 30 minutes and then come back. Look at this, our chicken is cooked, guys. Doesn't that look pretty? I'm gonna flip it on its back. Okay, how do I know this is cooked? I put a thermometer in the deepest part of my thigh, and it came up at 170 degrees, so I know it's cooked. Another way to do this, if you don't have a thermometer, is simply to pull the thigh away from the body, and if the juices come out clear, there's no blood, your chicken is cooked. Now about the temperatures, you know, everybody's oven is different. So just, you know, if you put this in a high oven, if you don't have the, you know, like I have a little sister whose oven doesn't have the numbers on it for the degrees, okay? Well, put it in at the high oven and then just reduce it a little bit for the second half hour. I'm going to serve this with some oven roasted sweet potatoes and a green bean salad with tomatoes and onions. All those recipes are on the Frugal Chef. So there you go, my friends, herb roasted chicken from thefrugalchef.com. Come and see us, guys. We have all kinds of recipes that are not in video form. Eat well without going broke, my friends, and I will see you guys soon. Hey, and don't forget to rate and comment on the videos. Okay, take care.